The practice menu of Billing Pro allows you to modify a number of things relating to the practice, including the practice and provider profile, which is the location, the name of the practice, and the payers that are accepted at this practice, the practice locations, where are the offices of this practice, as well as the practice facilities, which hospitals or nursing homes does the provider attend or visit. So let's begin with practice and provider profile. So here, as soon as we open the practice and provider profile, the first tab that's selected is the practice tab. Here we can modify this information to update it with the correct physical address, or maybe there's a new physical address, the full practice name, the zip code, and a number of other things. The two options that we have here are modify and close. We'll begin with modify. As soon as we click modify, we can now update the practice's address. So we can just type in 7 Clyde Road. The practice name is Caring Doctors. And the zip code, again, we can just put in the zip code and tab over to the city, and it'll automatically pick up the correct city that we're in. The state is also entered. The county is Somerset. The phone number, the tax ID. We can also load here an alternate phone number. Maybe this is a fax number. Fax number. The services that are active and so on. And we'll hit the save button. It tells me the record's been updated, and there we go. We can also go into the provider tab now, and here we can see the providers that are in the system. Let's say I want to add a new provider. I can just click on the new button. Here I can choose the title for the provider. It's an MD. The last name is Brown, the first name is James, and the initial is H. And again, you'll notice just by tabbing over, it's going to move the cursor to the appropriate space. We'll select the gender, enter in our license number, a phone number, and all of the additional information that's required. Like an email address, the license number, the UPIN, the DEA, the social, all of the information that's required. We can select a specialty and a group as well. And when we're done, we can click Save. And now we have 2 providers in the system. And we can click Close. The practice and provider profile also allows you to modify individual payers for each provider. For example, for Dr. James Brown, we can modify which payers are created and active in the system for Dr. Brown. To do that, we click on the Payers Info tab and we click New. When we click New, this is where we select the insurance for that provider. And we'll just pull this drop-down menu, and we can here find a list of all of the possible insurances throughout the country that this provider might be enrolled with. The easiest thing I found to do is to sort this list in alphabetical order. And we can do that just by clicking on this heading. We can also sort it by the insurance payer ID just by clicking on that heading as well, but I find it easier to go by alphabetical order. And now we can just scroll down until we find the insurance of our choice. So, for example, let's just go and find Medicare of New Jersey. So I can find Medicaid, I can keep scrolling, Medicare, Medicare, Medicare of New Jersey. When I find Medicare of New Jersey, I can just double click on the payer ID and it loads Medicare of New Jersey. I can enter in my provider ID number for Medicare. If I have a provider payer group, maybe I have a suffix, my individual NPI for Medicare, my group NPI, Am I participating? I'll say yes. If there's a social to be entered, maybe there's an EIN number, CLIA number, address, zip code, city, state, all of that information can be entered right from here as well. Somerset. And now I fully registered this insurance for Dr. James Brown. Now I can go and pick another insurance. And again, it's still in alphabetical order. Let's go and find the Cigna. Again, it's in alphabetical order, so I can just scroll this list. There we go, Cigna. Double click on Cigna, put in my provider payer ID, and enter all of the additional information I might need. And keep doing this for another insurance. We'll go and find United Healthcare. Enter in a provider payer ID, a group number, and when I'm ready I can click Save. It tells me that the record's been saved, and now I have my payers set up for Dr. Brown. If I want to modify any payers for Dr. Smith, I can just select Dr. Smith and click on Modify. This would now allow me to update any of this information, maybe with my payer group numbers. And again, this only needs to be done one time to save the information. Let's say, for example, I want to add a new insurance as part of the accepted insurances for Dr. Smith. Well, now I can just go and click New, and here I can select the new insurances. So if I want to say that one of his new insurances is, for example, South Point Benefits, I can just click on South Point Benefits, enter the provider ID, and click Save. The record has been saved successfully, and it has also updated my list. Now I can sort this and see that South Point Benefits is also included among my payer IDs. These are the payers which are now accepted to bill through the Billing Pro software. And when we're done with this, we can just click Close. The Practice tab also allows you to update practice locations. These practice locations can be modified from here, and you can see we have already one location, and if we want to enter a new location, we can just click the New button, or to modify an existing location, we can click Modify, and here we can give our location a nickname, like Main Office. The name is Somerset. Our address, our city and state, our zip. We can plug in any phone number information. Fax number if we have. CLIA. The expiration date for our CLIA. And click Save. If we have a new location to enter, we can just click New and follow the same exact process. And click Save. Now we have a new provider and a new location. Click Close when you're finished with that. Also under the Practice tab, we have the ability to enter facilities. When we go to Practice Facilities, we can click on New to create a new facility. So let's say we're going to create Robert Wood Johnson Hospital. And here we can say what type of facility it is. It's a hospital. We can put in the address. the facility phone number, the NPI, the facility ID, and the contact person, and click Save. Contact person is not valid, or we've put in, there we go. Any special characters or anything will of course be bounced back, and the system will prevent you from saving any invalid information. So now we've entered our facility, and click Close. At any time, if we want to modify any of the information that's been entered, to remove a provider or add a location or add a facility, all of that is managed through the Practice tab or the Practice menu, and then simply select the proper option available: Practice and Provider Location, Practice Locations, or Practice Facility.